What up, y'all? It's your boy Dayday, and today we're going over the 5 best video games to play in 2025 Retro Edition. But first, today is my first ever video. So, I just want to thank you guys for being here with me. Please like, please subscribe, please follow along. You know all the YouTube cliches. Say what's up in the chat. I say what's up back. And without further ado, let's get into the list. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we got Looney Tunes B-Ball for Super Nintendo. Looney Tunes B-Ball is basically NBA Jam meets your favorite cartoon characters. Alright, it's 8 characters that you can choose from for 2-on-2 full court basketball. And they out here to get busy on the court in their style. Alright, fast paced, wacky stuff happening, anvils falling on the middle of the court, and seeing Bugs Bunny pull up from 3 and talk trash. I didn't know I needed that as a kid until I got it. You know what I'm saying? So each character has their own special moves. So for example, right here you see Elmer Fudd doing his lightning from his famous opera episode. And then you got somebody like Wile E. Coyote who's using his Acme products in the middle of a game. Alright, so it's pretty dope. This game came out in 1995, which is 1 year before Space Jam came out. So think about that. I really think this game was the inspiration for one of the greatest basketball movies of all time. So leave a note in the comments if you think I'm wrong, but I think that's where the inspiration came from. You got a Vegas element where people are turning the scoreboard into a slot machine. Also, you have people who can get hot. So if you hit 2-3 shots in a row, you're going to get hot, just like from NBA Jam. You got the ball turning into a bomb. And now you're throwing the ball to your opponent, trying to avoid getting blown up. And this is just me just talking about this for a couple minutes, man. And then look up, somebody throwing their whole body in the rim. So it's just all over the place, man. But it's just super fun when you play. It's non-stop action. It's a lot of stuff going. Oh, hold on. No, hold on. Let me rewind that. Did he just pull out the blicky? Bro, you want some Motop? Did y'all see that? Anyways, man, you could up the wacky menu meter in the menu and just make more crazy stuff happen. Highly suggest you get your hands on the Super Nintendo and play Looney Tunes B-Ball in 2025. Coming in at number 4 is the greatest wrestling game of all time. I mean, that's my opinion, but it's just facts. It's WCW NWO Revenge. Alright? So Revenge came out in 1998, and it's the sequel to WCW NWO World Tour. This game really, man, for real, it set the tone for wrestling games as far as like intros, graphics for its time, the attention to detail, creativity, the complexity, like the whole 9. World Tour, you kind of seen it, but this is where it got all put together. Alright, so the first thing that stands out is presentation. You know how some games will put a cutscene in and they'll try to act like that's how the game looks? Like, no, all of this that you see out of this intro, this is really how the game looks, okay? And this is perfect timing because for wrestling fans, this was like the apex of like, not when WCW took over, but like when they really became a threat. Like you see right here, Hulk Hogan has actually come over from the WWF, and it really made them a legit threat to Vince McMahon and them. So before I get into the gameplay, let's talk about some of the players. So you got NWO White group, which is Hogan, the Giant, Scott Hall. NWO Red has Kevin Nash. It has Sting, Macho Man Randy Savage. This is my group right here. You got Raven's Flock, which was sick at the time. You got Lodi, Raven, Sick Boy. First group of WCW, DDP, Roddy Piper, Goldberg, Bret Hart had just come over. Fit Finley, who was cold. Booker T, shout out Booker T, he was cold. Disco Inferno, British Bulldog. These are some of the cats that I learned just from playing the game and starting to watch WCW. Van Hammer, Kenyon. And you got Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Ultimo Dragon, Chavo. Man, there's some Hall of Famers in here, bro. This game is cold. The roster is cold. Then you got some guys from overseas. These are Japan wrestlers, Dave Ken, Ming Chi, Hulk Hana. And listen, I'm gonna tell on myself, leave a message in the comments if you thought THQ Man was a real person. I can't be the only one. I thought Buddy was a real dude, for real. But anyway, one more thing on presentation. Take a look at WWF Attitude, all right? Look at the ring. Look at the crowd. Like, it's just bland. Like, every match looks like this. Every character has the same stance. I know Kane up there, he looked like Kane, so that's good. But for the most part, Everybody operates the same, man. Every clothesline is the exact same. Every movement, every wrestling move is the same, okay? Compare that to WCW NWO Revenge, all right? In this game, it's so much more colorful. You got the logo on the ring. You got the logo in the back. You got the crowd moving. It's just another level, man. The crowd members have signs, okay? Other thing I really like about this game is there's a spirit bar. So this is realistic, all right? Because in wrestling, you could be getting your ass kicked all match, and then you hit a couple moves, you get the crowd involved, boom, you back in it. Revenge has a spirit meter, right? So if you taunt the crowd or if you flex your muscles, it's going to help with your spirit. It's going to lift you up. It's going to make you become a better fighter. You're going to start to win the match. You see right here, the spirit is actually blinking. And then he hits another taunt, and now his special is activated. When your special is activated, you can do your special. Like, to me, that's innovative. That's new. That's different. And it really brings a realism to Revenge, all right? This is just dope, man. It just was on a whole nother level. So you see right here, Sting is doing his special move. They've got replays within the game as you're playing. You got DDP doing his diamond cutter. Like, it just felt like you were playing the game, but it felt like you were watching a match. You feel me? And it was just, man, I rant and rave about this game all day, every day. So you can bring in weapons. You get somebody bloody. I don't even know if you could have that in games today. But it was just a great time to be alive, man. Like, I really got love for WCW NWO Revenge. In my opinion, the greatest wrestling game that's ever been created, even to this day. So shout out to them. 2025, if you want to get your hands on a retro game, check out WCW NWO Revenge. Speaking of greatest games of all time, coming in at the number 3 spot is NFL 2K5 on PS2 and Xbox. Don't argue with me, argue with your baby mama, okay? Last time I said, talking about wrestling, that was like an opinion. No, this right here is fact, okay? ESPN NFL 2K5 is the greatest football game that's ever been created. I cannot say enough about the presentation of this game, okay? It's just authentic. It's just straight football, okay? They're taking you right inside Sports Center. It's no trending hip-hop song. It ain't nobody trying to get you to spend no money. It's just straight football. Straight Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night football, okay? Just look at how the game starts. Look at the attention to detail, the crowd. We got people trying to get to their seats. I'm telling you, to this day, there's no game better. To this day. All right?
To this day, to this day, to this day.
I mean, all jokes aside, bro. Look at this. I mean, there's a Chris Berman halftime show, okay, where he goes over scores and stats. And it's real stats and scores from the game. Like, if you're going through a season, this is really what, if you go look at the box score, this is what it shows. It shows a NFL ticker with NFL players and their stats. They show real plays from the game. These are not pre-recorded. These are real plays that happen. They have a week 1 recap. They do this when you go into story mode, or I guess season mode. They have a week 1 recap. They have this very innovative POV football mode. I think it's the first time this has ever been done, but it's innovative. As a former football player, it does a really good job of showing what actually playing the game looks like. And then let me tell y'all, look at this part. The crib. The crib. Bro, there's a crib where you can decorate the whole house. You could get signed player jerseys, bobbleheads, primetime trophies. There's like a theater where you can go watch real Sports Center commercials. There's a trivia game you can call and play against celebrities. You can buy an air hockey table and play air hockey. Like, bro, I could do a whole video on the crib. I almost said MTV crib, but that's what it feels like, bro. Like, this was 20 years ago. All right, they have an ESPN 25th anniversary mode where you can play real life situations from the real world. You can reenact real life situations. Iconic modes. They let you challenge plays. Like, that sounds like it's something that you would imagine is in every football game. But go play the latest NFL Madden. You cannot challenge plays.
on the right sideline and gets
I
the
want you guys to
first.
take a look at
He's out
this.
of
Let's just look at a
bounds,
couple
and
plays.
stop the clock at 47.
That throw that Brett Favre just made, you can't make that throw in Madden. Okay, let's replay it. You throw this ball in Madden, that's a pick, okay? In real life, that's a real life NFL throw, okay? It's just certain mechanics about the game, like a lob pass. Like, everybody knows that Madden is trash, and we were robbed of a real NFL game. Like, if this is what they was doing in 2005, I'm talking about 2K, imagine what they'd be doing now, bro. Like, look at how you have Randy Moss just interacting with the crowd. Coming in at number 3, NFL 2K5. Please get your hands on it in 2025.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Coming in at the number 2 spot is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for PS2, Xbox, and Dreamcast. So the biggest thing, well, not the biggest thing, but one of the biggest things about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is that it went from 15 playable characters in MV1 to 56. I mean, they really, alright, Hayato, Tronbon, Ryu, Guile, Zangief, Strider Hiryu, Jin, Akuma, Ken, Dan, Charlie, Dalshin, M. Bison, Morgan, Captain Commando, Mega Man. You got Cable, Cyclops, Wolvie, Spider-Man, Iceman, Doctor Doom, Hulk, Juggernaut, Sentinel, Thanos, Colossus, Sabretooth, Blackheart, Magneto, Omega Red. Like, the list goes on and on. They've got new features like 3-on-3 instead of 2-on-2. You can pick your assist type. There's special move combos. They've added a lot. So the first thing I want to mention is the actual fighting. So the sound effects. When you hit someone, it's satisfying. It sounds like you're reading a comic book, if that makes sense. Fast-paced, super clean graphics for the time, and 3D background. The specials are crazy. See, right here, you got 2 at a time. You could do 2 at a time. Obviously, you could do 1 at a time. In a second, you'll see you could do 3 at a time. It's a very nice touch. It's an upgrade from the first one to this one. Specials are just a big part of the game. It's just so diverse. It's very high replay value. Here comes a projectile. You got Iron Man. He actually brings out the other 2, but you'll see later on when it's really, like, and when they're all projectile, it just hit different. You got a revamped air combo system for the game. So right here you see Gambit, Mega Man are both projectiles. It just, you could really rack up some big hits. The other thing I like is that it's still strategy. So in a second you'll see here, yeah, like right here, Jin is too anxious and he gets caught slipping. So it's not just a punch the buttons type game. You still need to have strategy in order to win. So of course you gotta watch out for the spammers. Like, look at this dude right here. He did this move like 9 times in a row, and then he has a special where he sends out like 40 tigers and eagles and shit. So it's just, you gotta watch out for that. So I'm looking at you, Strider Hiryu, and I'm looking at you, Iceman. But one area it is lacking in is the ending. So usually when you buy a fighting game, you're excited to see everybody's ending once you beat the game. But this, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to do in a 3-team game, like 3 players per team. So they just came up with like this little generic picture thing that they do. But otherwise, man, this is, in my opinion, one of the greatest fighting games ever, pound for pound. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, man. And finally, the #1 game, Pokemon Red and Blue for Game Boy. Now this game is called by many as the greatest handheld game of all time. Alright, it came out in 1996. This game set the world on fire, man. This combined with the cartoon coming to America over from Japan. I think it came from Japan. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it set the world on fire, bro. So not only are you on a quest to collect all 150 Pokemon, but you are also on a journey to become a Pokemon master. Learning the Pokemon themselves is just an awesome time. It was an awesome experience. But also trying to become a Pokemaster is cool too. So in the beginning, Professor Ogilvy gives you a chance to pick your Pokemon. His name is not Professor Ogilvy. That's from the Parkers. Lord have mercy. What's this man's name? I don't know. He's some kind of professor, but he give you a Pokemon, and your boy Gary right here, he's your rival, right? So he picks a Pokemon that you don't pick, and he instantly becomes your rival. So as you're growing, as your Pokemon are getting stronger, he's out on his journey, and his Pokemon are getting stronger. In this case, he picked Charmander, so he's on your head right away, bro. Like, on your head right away, y'all instantly have a battle. So it's gonna be little storyline plots like that all throughout the game. It's just a dope game. Please go see it. Once you get on your journey, you're gonna start to realize that it's a lot to explore. Oh, look at this. You're gonna want to stay away from the tall grass. I'm gonna tell you that now, because you're gonna run into a gazillion of these little birds they call Pidgey. You got a Rattata, something like that. But as you go on in your journey, you'll learn that you can hold up to 6 Pokemon. You can change them out if you go to the Poke Store or the health center, something like that. Somewhere there's like a building you can go to. But as you get further along, you're gonna challenge gym masters for their badge. And it's just gonna be a brutal battle. Like, they're always gonna be a little bit stronger than you, but that's just part of the challenge. It's a very challenging game. It's a very rewarding game. And it's just a whole lot of fun. So there you go in that tall grass again, man. So look at this. Let's see who he ran into this time. What'd I just say? What's his name? Rattata, whatever. I can't say his name, but he a mouse. He gonna be all over the place, man. You gonna have to try to get away from him just to get on your journey. But eventually you will run into Pokemon that you want to catch. So right here, I think this is Mewtwo. Yeah, this is Mewtwo, man. Legendary Pokemon. You have to go on a journey, go through this whole cave to even get to him. And then you got this super long battle. So I'm just gonna fast forward it a little bit, but he gonna run through your whole team, bro. Like, he's gonna demolish your whole team. So it's gonna be a battle. But if you can get his health down low, if you can get him to a point where he might be, some Pokemon can put other ones to sleep. Some people can confuse them. If you can get him to a point where he's weakened, you can throw a super ball at him. Pause. There's different balls have different strengths. That's wild, yo. But eventually, if you do catch him, then he gets added to what's called your Pokédex. All right, so let's go to the Pokédex real quick. So it's just a comprehensive book of every single Pokemon. All of them are locked until you catch them, or if you evolve one of your Pokemon into a new Pokemon. So see here, say if you catch Sandshrew, you build him up, he turns into Sandslash. So just little stuff like that. Shout out to Primate, big character on the show. So yeah, that's it, man. Coming in at the #1 spot, Pokemon Red and Blue. I'm actually thinking about doing a series where I try to collect all 150 Pokemon. So if that's something you might be interested in seeing, leave a comment and I'll get to work on it. Yo, so big shout out to you. I just want to thank you guys for being on this journey with me on my first video. Once again, make sure you subscribe and hang around because we got a bunch of stuff coming out, and I'll see y'all on the next one.